Sir, good morning. Your name?
Maurice Lamont Williams Jr., Ms. Carter.
Mr. Williams, you are here in 19 MM 9689. You were arrested for exposure of sexual organs and trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Williams?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Does Mr. Williams want to resolve his case this morning, Ms. Fowler?
Yes, Your Honor. He would like to resolve the case.
Okay. He needs to sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I did,
Do you
ma'am.
have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, yes, ma'am. No,
What are-
ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. All of what I'm thinking, because,
That's all right. So you don't have any questions?
no, ma'am, I don't.
All right. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You are not to return to the coalition, and you are to abide by the trespass warning. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you one question before I go? I went to pretrial release. They told me they saying something about a drug program.
You do not qualify for pretrial release.
No, they told me, they say in the pretrial release, they told me, in pretrial release, they told
I'm
me.
telling you that you do not. All right, thank you, sir.
They told me, that's how- they told me something, they told me.
Good morning, your name?
State your name.
Sir, your name?
Michael Aiken.
Mr. Aiken, you're here in 19 CF 16383. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for the offenses of robbery with a firearm, possession of a firearm, and the commission of a felony, and carjacking with a firearm. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ms. Fusco, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, two masked suspects entered the 7-Eleven store and each brandishing a firearm confronted the store clerk and through force or threat of death demanded that he put money in a bag. They also went back into the 7-Eleven further, got his car keys, exited the store, and took the store clerk's vehicle. Also located at the scene was a green Ford 150 that was left with the engine running, the driver's side door, and a long rifle similar to the one used in the robbery in plain view. Also located in the 150 was a Coolpad cell phone, and it was later determined to be belonging to the defendant. The fingerprints of the defendant were also located in the vehicle, and the driver's license of the defendant was also located in the vehicle. The victim's stolen vehicle was also located, and inside that was a gold iPhone identified as belonging to the co-defendant. From that device, they located correspondence saying, all right, I'm about to head over, and then a reply, all right, just keep me updated. And this was just over an hour before the robbery, And they were able to determine that the defendant was using his mother's phone to contact the co-defendant shortly before the robbery. So we would say that there is proof evident or presumption great, and he should be held without bond, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, I would defer the matter to the court.
All right. Mr. Aiken, the state has met their burden to establish at this time that there is proof evident or presumption great. Your bond on count 1 and count 3 will remain at none. Bond on count 2 is $5,000. You're not to have any contact with your co-defendant, the victim, or return to the scene. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Michael McCrimmon.
Mr. McCrimmon, you're here in 19 CF 8701. You failed to appear for pretrial on November 5th of this year. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they were not previously appointed. Thank you, sir.
Rebecca Van Cooney is mental health now.
All right. We'll reset her case then.
Mr. Barotis, can we pass by?
Sure.
Actually, the next 4 cases.
So Flory, Richmond, and Boyd?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Kaylee Bostic.
Ms. Bostic, you failed to appear for pretrial on November 5th of this year. Your bond is currently set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they weren't previously appointed. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Torres Calloway.
Mr. Calloway, you are here in 19 CF 16611. You were arrested for possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, driving while license revoked as a habitual offender, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150. Your bond on count 4 is $100. Mr. Calloway, did you want to resolve your 2 out on bond cases today while you're here?
What is they offering?
You are out on bond for driving while license suspended and for no valid driver's license.
Right, and if I resolve it right now, like, would I be able to go home?
I'll give you 3 days on each.
3 days on each? Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I have a brief moment to speak with him about the auto bond?
And he has 1 day on each, Jenny. Is that right?
Yes, but they endorse, so he has 2 from me.
So he has 3? Okay.
Your Honor, he would like to proceed.
Okay. Go ahead. Did you sign the plea form, Mr.
Okay,
Calloway?
that mean, I would be able to post bond today, correct?
You will, yes.
Okay, and one other question.
Yes, sir.
This bond right here for the attempted sales, why is it so high? It used to be
I
7.
reduced it from 15,000 to 5,000.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, well, I'll sign that.
Sir, Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
I'm gonna kinda understand it.
Do you understand, did you read the plea form and do you understand everything that's on it?
Correct.
Do you have any questions about anything that you've read?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Correct.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea as to each case, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 3 days. On each case, they've endorsed the bond on each. Those are to run concurrent to one another. You will have to pay court costs. Those are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Rodolfo Garcia, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, this is 19 CF 10648. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for failing to register as required. Your bond is $2,000, sir. You do have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail, and I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Terrence Gibbons, this behavior, Your Honor.
I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Gibbons' appearance based upon his behavior and inability to come to court in 19 CF 16602. He was arrested for possession of cocaine and driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. There is probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender. His bond on count 1 is $1,000. His bond on count 2 is $500. Good morning, your name?
Ryan Demetrius Jarrett.
Mr. Jarrett, you are here in 19 CF 16577. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, burglary of a conveyance, 3 counts, grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle, and criminal mischief. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500. Bond on count 2, 3, 4, and 5 is $150. Bond on count 6 is $100. You are not to return to the Quality Motors, and you're not to have any contact with any of the victims in this matter, sir. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Brian Keith.
Mr. Keith, this is 19 CF 16271. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for a violation of a pawnbroker transaction form, dealing in stolen property, and petty theft. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $100. You're not to return to the scene. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Nina Lupin.
Ms. Lubin, this is 19 CF 16583. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure, possession of ecstasy, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the Caden Apartments, ma'am. Ms. Lubin, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail so that they know how to get in touch with you so that you don't miss any future court dates, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you must attend all court dates. If you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Ryan Mikowski, ma'am.
All right,
I just wanted to let you know I can't lower my hand. It's in a sling.
that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Sir, you're here at 19 CF 16593. You were arrested for possession of fentanyl and possession of heroin. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond on count 1 is $500, bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, will the
Yes.
court consider PTR?
I don't think he qualified.
He did not qualify.
He did not? No.
It wasn't just because he didn't verify his community ties?
It's conflicted information.
Conflict, okay.
Good morning, your name?
Javon Javier Mills.
Mr. Mills, this is 19 CF 16599. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Joshua Neely.
Mr. Neely, you have two cases this morning. I will appoint the public defender to represent you on both. You have 19 CF 16595. You were arrested for possession of meth and attempted destruction of evidence. There's probable cause. Bond on count 1 is 1,000. Bond on count 2 is 100. You have 19 CF 16595. You were arrested for driving with license revoked as a habitual offender. Your bond is $150. On that case, there's probable cause as well. Thank you, sir.
Johnny Padilla is downtown court, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset his case then. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Your Honor, may we have a brief moment?
Sure.
Your Honor, I'm ready.
Okay. Sir, tell me your name, please.
Albert Perez.
Mr. Perez, you are here in 19 CF 15705. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause capias. The state of Florida has filed a 3-count information alleging that you dealt in stolen property, received money from a pawnbroker by false verification, and committed petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,000. Your bond on count 1 is $2,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $100. You're not to have any contact with Ashley Perez. And you're not to return to any pawn shops. Thank you, sir.
Did I have a question? She's my wife. That's what I don't even understand the charge or the
Are you
allegation.
living together currently?
Currently, no. But I think I know what she's mentioning, but I don't understand.
All right, I'll delete that condition, sir.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Christopher Price.
Mr. Price, you were here in 19 CF 16586. You were arrested for petty theft, second degree, third or subsequent offense. There is probable cause.
Ma'am, I had a quick question. I was curious if there's any way we might be able to resolve it today.
I can't, sir, it's a felony, and felony cases cannot be resolved at
Okay.
first appearance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,000, and you're not to return to the Walmart.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We have Mr. Brodus, Your Honor.
Oh, good, okay. Good morning, Mr. Brodus. Mr. Brodus, you're here in 19 MO 1915. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There is probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Brodus?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court costs.
All right. Mr. Brodus, did you want to resolve your case this morning,
Yes.
sir? Okay, I'll just need you to sign the plea form, please.
I plead with no contest.
Thank you. Mr. Brodus, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No,
Are you on probation?
no, I'm not.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes,
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
no.
All right, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You do have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Bernard Reed.
Mr. Reed, this is 19 CF 397. You were arrested for failing to appear at Case Management Conference on November 20th of this year. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender if they were not previously appointed, and you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail.
May I speak to you, Judge?
Sure.
Ma'am, all this information that this warrant was founded on was false information. My address is wrong on the warrant, and I was present at the management meeting on the 20th of November at 1 o'clock. I was there at actually like 12:45 there at the courthouse. I seen my lawyer. I seen the old lawyer I had, Mr. Kirby. Mr. Kenji, I think that's his name, my first lawyer I had. Mr. Williams was my lawyer, was replaced by him because of conflict of interest. My lawyer first had was because he represented
Right,
the
I understand.
Okay. I was there on the 20th in the hallway. Judge Jordan rules is that if you're there, you have to wait out in the hallway till your lawyer comes. And your lawyer has to bring you in the courtroom because it'd be so busy. So I don't know where they got all this fabrication information from, but this warrant is wrong, all the way wrong. And I have approving this. I want you to look at the video recording of the people who was in the lobby at that time. Between 12:45 and 2 o'clock, you'll see me standing there with my cane, with my hat on, waiting for my lawyer, and my lawyer spoke to me at that time. He told me that he would be with me in a few minutes, came out the courtroom and told me he wasn't my lawyer anymore. May I also add, Your Honor, on the writ, the address is 1221. There is no 1221 between Benson Street and Orange Blossom Trail on Washington Street. My address is 1231 West Washington Street, Apartment 1, not 1221.
So, Mr. Reed, you're telling me that on the 20th, you spoke to your lawyer from the Regional Conflict Council? That's the new lawyer?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I had to wait till he come before anything happened, because he has to be the one to bring me into court, because the courtroom be so busy. The judge wants you to stay outside until your lawyer calls you. But he didn't call me in. He told me that he'll be with me in a minute. Him and his assistant, I guess it was Miss Tracy. They went in the courtroom. When they came out like 20 minutes later, he told me he was no longer my lawyer, that I had to wait until the lawyer contacted me. That way, whatever they were gonna do, then I'll find out then. But
The lawyer from Regional Conflict?
yeah, Mr.
told
Williams.
you- Mr. Williams told you that he was no longer representing you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Reed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to email Judge Jordan the information that you've provided, because this is Judge Jordan's capias, and he was in court that day, I was not.
Yes, ma'am.
But I find what you're telling me to be credible.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm going to email Judge Jordan and let him know that I saw you this morning,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that I'll ask him if I can release you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then hopefully get you a different court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, may I also say, did I tell you about my old attorney, Mr. Kirby? He talked to me while I was in the lobby waiting for Mr. Williams to come. He the one that told me that it was going to be a busy day that day. So, you know, he said it's going to be a while.
Okay, and you're telling me you got there at 12:45?
Yeah, I came to the courthouse at 12:45. I got off the free bus.
Yep.
And went upstairs and went through the checkpoint, and then I went upstairs, and I've been up there to courtroom 9A, 9A for a long period of time. Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, I'm going to send him an email now, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
hold on to Mr. Reed's paperwork here.
Savannah Rose refused, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna find a waiver of Miss Rhodes' appearance based upon her refusal to come to court. She was arrested in 19 CF 10449. She failed to appear for case management conference on November 19th of this year. Her bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent her if they weren't previously appointed. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Your name, sir?
Michelet Robojo.
Sir, you, you have two cases this morning. Did you fill the application? No. Sir, were you gonna hire a lawyer to represent you, or do you want me to appoint the public defender?
I'd like to have a public defender to represent me because I
Appointed.
can't afford
Okay, sir.
to hire one.
I will appoint them to represent you in both of the cases. In 19 CF 16518, you were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for home invasion robbery with a firearm. And in 19 CF 16527, you were arrested for kidnapping with intent to commit a felony with a firearm, also pursuant to a probable cause warrant. Ms. Fusco, did you want to be heard with respect to bond on each case?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the victim was approached by a male with a handgun and demanded he give him all the money he had, and he then instructed him to get into their vehicle and was taken to a storage unit where his hands and feet were bound and his wallet was taken. The victim noticed a woman at the storage center, and she was there. At the same time the police were investigating, there was another call because the victim's home was again entered, and the wife had phoned at this point, and someone had at gunpoint taken $2,150, and later the police went to the storage unit and identified the woman who was at the storage center, and she admitted post Miranda to her involvement in the case, and she said defendant Berthen contacted her, informed her he needed a storage unit so he could hold someone there, and she was tasked with opening and closing the gate and ensuring the victim didn't get away. And she advised that after the victim escaped, she was instructed by Berthen to meet him. Both defendants' cell tower pings were obtained and plotted, and their location puts them at the victim's residence when he was kidnapped, at the storage facility when he was taken and held, and then back again at the victim's residence when the wife was there and the home was invaded. Berthen was positively identified by Christina, the woman at the storage center, as the driver of the van. The state would argue that there is proof evident, presumption great, and ask that the defendant be held without bond.
Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, both alleged victims were unable to identify my client. One of the victims were showed a photo lineup of my client and was still unable to identify him. There's no physical evidence that links him to the scene at the home nor the storage facility. In addition, there was just no confession. The facts in the affidavit do not support proof of guilt as evident or presumption is great.
Well, I think that the information contained in both of the affidavits do support that there is proof evident or presumption great. As to each case, in each case, bond will remain at none. Sir, you are not to return to the scene of the home or the storage facility. You're not to have any contact with either of the victims, and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Thank you.
Patrick Rose bonding order.
Okay. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Ryan Rose?
All right, Mr. Rose, this is 19 CF 16597. You actually have two cases. I will appoint the public defender to represent you on each. You didn't fill out the affidavit. Did you want to hire your own lawyer to represent you?
Correct.
Okay. So I will not appoint the public defender. You were arrested for aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. Bond is $2,500. You also have 19 CT 2361. You were arrested for leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. There's also probable cause. Your bond is going to be $150. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Burton Russo.
Sir, you are here in two cases this morning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both. In 19 CF 16519, you were arrested for home invasion robbery with a firearm pursuant to a probable cause warrant. And in 19 CF 16523, you were arrested for kidnapping with intent to commit a felony with a firearm pursuant to a probable cause warrant. Ms. Fusco, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the case previously discussed where the victim was going up the stairs at home, was approached by someone with a handgun. He pointed the gun at the victim, demanded he give him all the money he had. He handed him his money, his cell phone, his car keys, and they told him that wasn't enough to get into their vehicle. He was then taken to a storage facility, and his hands were bound and his feet were bound with duct tape. Some additional money was taken from him. His wife was by then at the house and had called the police because the home was invaded again, and while pointing a gun at her, they took $2,150. The police went to the storage facility and found a woman matching the description of someone at the storage facility when the victim was brought there. And post Miranda, she confessed to her involvement in the case. She advised that Berthan contact her, informed her that he needed a storage unit so we could hold someone there. She was tasked with opening and closing the gate and ensuring that the victim did not get away. She advised that the victim escaped, was instructed by Berthan to meet him. Both of the defendants' cell phones were obtained and plotted, and they were at the residence of the victim when he was kidnapped, at the storage facility when he was taken and held, and then back again at the victim's residence when his wife was home and the home was evaded. Berthan was positively identified by Christina, and Michelette's cell pings put him directly at the storage facility while the victim was taken and held. His distinct beard is identical to the description given by the victim, and he was identified by Christina as being with Berthan moments after the kidnapping and home invasion. state would argue that there is proof evident or presumption great and ask that he be held without bond.
All right, Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, we defer the matter to the court.
Okay, so in each of the probable cause affidavits for arrest, there is proof evident or presumption great. Mr. Russo, the bond on each case will remain at none at this time. You're not to have any contact with your co-defendant. You're not to have any contact with the victims. You're not to return to the scene, and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Brian Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, this is 19 CF 9014. You failed to appear for case management conference on November 21st of this year. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they weren't previously appointed. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Adriana Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, this is case number 18 CF 3365. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. You're not to return to the Domino's Pizza. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Jonathan Tisher, ma'am.
Sir, you're here, you have two cases. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in each this morning. In 19 CF 16612, you were arrested for possession of methamphetamine with intent, possession of elazopram with intent to sell, and possession of cocaine. There is probable cause for those offenses. Bond on count 1 is going to be $1,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. Bond on count 3 is $150. And then you have 19 CT 8756 and 19 CT 8757. You were arrested for DUI and for refusing to submit to a blood or breath test. Bond on count 1 is going to be $100. Bond on count 2 is $100. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, appreciate it.
Have a nice day, sir. Good morning, your name?
Anthony.
What's your last name?
Wilson.
Thank you, sir. This is 19 CF 16574. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Wilson, you may not return to 135 18th Street. Your bond is going to be $500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, $100 on count 3, and all right, Mr. Wilson, I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case today, but you can't go into places that you're not allowed to be. Do you understand? You cannot go in places that you're not allowed to be, where you're not invited.
Yeah, but somebody took me to that.
I understand, but I'm just telling you, I'm not going to revoke your out on bond today based upon the facts of this new case.
All right,
But don't go places that don't belong to you.
all right.
Okay.
I was taken there.
All right, well, I think based on the facts, you could have made a better choice.
All right.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Clarence Luke Waite.
Mr. Wait, this is 19 demo 1916. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Waite?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served. Court costs, no return to the scene of the disorderly conduct.
Mr. Waite, do you want to accept the offer?
Yeah,
All right, sign the plea form, please.
so that means I'm out today?
It does.
Enter a plea of no contest.
Okay.
No contest.
Mr. Waite, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
Yeah, I've,
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
no,
Are you on probation?
no. Well, in a different state, but no, not here.
Okay, so you understand that by entering this plea, you're gonna violate your probation even if it's in another state?
That's okay, it's non-extraditable.
Oh, okay, Mr. Waite. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court
No.
today?
No,
Okay. I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
okay,
All right, thank you, sir.
thank you.
Good morning, your name?
William Baker.
Mr. Baker. Sir, you're here in 19 MM 9706. You were arrested for battery and for criminal mischief. there's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Sir, you're not to have any contact with Crystal Johnson. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond on count 1 is 500. Your bond on count 2 is 100. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
DeAndre Bowen.
Mr. Bowen, this is 19MM 9690. You were arrested for resisting a merchant and for petty theft. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Bowen?
Not this time, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bowen, your bond on count 1 is 500, your bond on count 2 is 100. Good morning, your name?
How you doing? DeMarcus English, Ms. Carter.
Mr. English, you're here, 19MM 9686. You were arrested for trespassing. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. English?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 3 days with credit time served. Court costs, no return to the scene of the trespass.
Mr. English, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Just sign the plea form, please.
Enter a plea of no contest.
Mr. English, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to return to 1514 37th Street. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Valencia Fort refused to attend, Your Honor.
My wrist broken, bro. Y'all took my brace. I gotta support my wrist. I'm sorry.
Ms. Fowler, do you want to try to go talk to Ms. Fort, and we'll reset her one time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't care about that.
And you said Miss Ford?
Fort.
Okay.
Is that Mr. Houghton? I'm gonna find a waiver of Mr. Houghton's appearance based upon his behavior and not able to attend court in 19 MM 533. He was arrested for petty theft first degree, $100, more than $100, less than $300, and resisting arrest without violence. There's probable cause for both. I'm appointing the public defender to represent him. He's not to return to the Ace hardware store. His bond on count 1 is $500, his bond on count 2 is $100. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jason Markenstein.
Sir, you are here in 19 MM 9688. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Markenstein?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Markenstein, you don't qualify for the public defender based on your affidavit that says you make $800 a week. Is that correct?
I don't qualify for it?
You do not.
Okay.
Your affidavit says you make $800 per week. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're gonna have to try to hire a lawyer before your next court date. And your bond's $250 and you're not to return to the Wawa. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Jesse S.
Mr. Epps, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County for a violation of probation relating to resisting officer without violence. Your bond is set at none. Seminole County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am, your name?
Lindsay Balsita.
Ma'am, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Volusia County related to a violation of probation for false information to law enforcement officer. You have no bond at this time. Volusia County will come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
How long do they have to get me?
Is Volusia 72? Yes, 72 hours, so 3 business days.
All right, thank
All right.
you.
Sir, good morning, your name?
John Cochran.
Mr. Cochran, you have an out-of-county warrant from Martin County, Florida for use or possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond is $1,000. If you are unable to post the bond, sir, Martin County will come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there. All right, thank you. Did Mr. Dallas want to come to court?
He refused to attend, Your Honor.
I'm gonna find a waiver of his appearance. This is the second time that he refused to come to court.
And I spoke with him yesterday.
Okay. 19 MM 9677, he was arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. He's not to return to the Wawa, and his bond is $500. And then, how about Mr. Daniel?
He also refused, Your Honor.
All right, well, I'm gonna find a waiver of his appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. In 19 CF 16496, he was arrested for possession of methamphetamine, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on count 1 is 1,000. Bond on count 2 is 150. Bond on count 3 is 100. He's gonna have random urinalysis testing through PTR. I'm not gonna take any action on his out on bond cases.
Are you adding to both cases or just one?
Just the new case. It's fine. What about, Wolf Flurry?
He's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll reset that case then. And then Alexis Richmond?
Also mental health.
Okay. And James Boyd?
Also mental health.
All right. I'll reset those then. Ms. Fusco, are you ready on the 33-day motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. 19 CF 15292, Jason Hernandez.
Yes, that one's in a little bit different order than I had it.
Mine too.
On that one, an information was filed on December 3rd, filing ID 99737247.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 13404, Shanika Long.
Yes, Your Honor. On that one, an information was filed on December 3rd, filing ID 99737117.
9973.
7117.
Thank you. That'll be denied. Nineteen CF 10612, Kevin Adolphi.
Actually, Your Honor, the filing ID I have and that was sent to me in a memorandum is different on the Shanika Long.
Okay.
Let me give you the second filing ID. It's 976-90518.
And Kevin Adolphi, 19 CF 10612.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 6th, a notice of non-filing was filed with filing ID 985-00525.
That motion will be granted. It's been 35 days since his bond was revoked. 19 CF 13654, Robert Boyd.
Yes, Your Honor. On December 3rd, an information was filed, filing ID 99737456.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 15154, Tommy Cameron.
Yes, Your Honor. On December 3rd, a notice of non-filing was filed, filing ID 99737362.
That'll be, or did you say information was filed?
No, a notice of non-filing on the Cameron case.
19 CF 14770, Devontae Donaldson.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, there was a notification of non-filing, filing ID that was filed on December 3rd, filing ID 9974034.
That'll be granted. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is Courtroom 1, Session 2. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Letitia Fowler, the Office of Public Defender.
Thank you.
Elaine Fusco, State Attorney's Office.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Reed.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a recall of 19 CF 397. Mr. Reed, I did speak with Judge Jordan. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, sir, at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to contact the Office of Conflict Counsel within 24 hours of your release
Yes, ma'am.
from the jail to figure out who's representing you.
Yes, ma'am.
I also want to just verify your address so that way it's correct. Is it 1231 West Washington Street?
1231 West Washington Street, Apartment 1, Orlando, Florida, 33805.
Okay, and it's correct in the clerk system, so you should get written notice of your next court date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
DeAndre Chisholm.
Sir, you are here in 19 CF 16604. You were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time with random urinalysis, and you are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Tyrone Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you were arrested in 19 CF 16603 for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. Just let me finish. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to stay the bond on count 1 at $4,000. Bond on count 2 is $150. Based upon the facts contained in the arrest affidavit, I'm not going to revoke the out on bond cases at this time.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. But Your Honor,
Sir?
can I get an OR?
No, sir.
But thanks anyway.
You're welcome.
God bless.
That was you. Good afternoon, your name?
Lawrence Pelham.
Mr.
Pelham.
Pelham, this is 19 MM 9700. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond on count 1 is 500. Your bond on count 2 is 100. There's also 19 CF 4102. You are on probation. This is an on-view violation of probation based upon the facts in the new law case. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender in that matter as well. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. Sir, they may file an actual affidavit for violation of probation, so you may end up getting arrested on that affidavit, even though I've given you a bond at this time. Do you understand?
Not really. Could you please?
Sure. So I don't know if there's any other reasons why they would allege that your probation's been violated, other than this new law case. So I'm giving you a bond right now on the on-view violation of probation, but there could be another affidavit that's filed by your probation officer with additional violations of probation.
So should I contact them?
When you are released from the jail, yeah, you'll need to report to probation within 24 hours of your release from the jail. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Orlando Rosario.
Mr. Rosario, this is 19 CF 16606. You were arrested for possession of heroin and loitering or prowling. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond on count 1 is 500. Your bond on count 2 is 100. Thank you, sir.
Wait, hold on.
Good afternoon, your name?
Javier Perela.
Pardon me?
Daniel Tarazona.
Sir, this is 19 CF 16618. You were arrested for possession of an anti-shoplifting control device, 3 counts, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is 2,000. Your bond on count 2 is 150. Your bond on count 3 is 150. Your bond on count 4 is 100. Your bond on count 5 is 100. And that's all. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I see he has an out-of-state detainer. Does that mean he will get transported to New York? Will they come get him?
Once he's done his local charges,
They'll take him, okay.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Fogel? Sir, this is 19 MM 6349. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear at pretrial conference on October 3rd of this year. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $250. And I will appoint the public defender if they were not previously appointed. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Johnny Heredia.
Ma'am, this is 19MM 9699. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Harita?
No, Your Honor, the residue was tested positive for cocaine, and we're going to hold on the offer at this time.
Okay. Does Ms. Harita want to resolve her case this afternoon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sign the plea form, please. Ma'am, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty on both counts, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. Those will run concurrent to one another. You're not to return to the Royal Inn at 7101 South Orange Blossom Trail. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, your name?
Lynette Corchado.
Ms. Corchado, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Indian River County related to grand theft, third degree, and uttering a forged bill, and criminal use of personal identification information. Your bond is set at none. Indian River County is going to come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. All right? Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Isaiah Cordero.
Mr. Carrier, you're here for violations of probation in 5 cases. You've got out-of-county warrants in Marion County, 2 in Hillsborough County, 3 in Hillsborough County, and so 2 in Hillsborough County, or 3 in Hillsborough County and 2 in Marion County. It's alleged that you have violated your probation by committing the new law offense of battery domestic violence on November 22nd of this year. There's probable cause for those violations. Your bond will be set at none on each of the violations of probation. When you are finished with your Orange County case, or you post bond, the counties will come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay, so that, the only way they'll come and get me if I post bond or finished here?
Correct.
So there's no way they could rush me to go over there to deal with it? I gotta deal with this cases here?
And do you have a bond on the battery case?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so if you post the bond on that, then we'll
Uh-huh.
come and get you.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll have to finish the Orange County case.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Christopher Leonardo Lavina.
Sir, you're here for an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County for battery on a law enforcement officer and threatening a family member. The bond is set at none. Osceola County is going to come and pick you up. You'll see a judge when you get there. I'm not gonna take any action on your Orange County case.
Okay.
Judge actually downtown revoked it yesterday
Oh,
because he had court yesterday, so he didn't show up.
I didn't have, I had court where? Here?
Yeah.
What? I never had a court date. They had never gave me a court date for like the 17th of December or something like that.
There was a pretrial conference yesterday, and they issued the educator case.
That's crazy. Was those court dates changed by any chance? Because I didn't have no information of them. I've never had an FTA in my entire life. I always go to my court dates.
and I don't know, I can't see how this warrant was served. The out-of-county warrant. Like, how did he get here? Yep, pre-trial conference was set for yesterday at 8:30 a.m.
Also in Cliff,
He came into contact with Mr. Lavina. Huh?
The address of arrest was Sun Life Path on OBT, so he wasn't anywhere like down.
At court, right.
I had spoke to my mother. She told me I had court on the 17th. She didn't say nothing about it being like this early. I was out on bond. I mean,
Yeah, I see that.
yeah, I wouldn't run. You know what I'm saying? I've never had an FT in my life. If you look into any of my records, you'll see. I've
Yeah,
never missed a
that-
court date.
That KPS, sir, is not my KPS. I didn't issue it, so I can't just change it. Judge Kest is the judge in charge of that case and would have more information than I do. I do see that there was an order that was provided to your counsel providing that court date.
His arraignment was late,
Right, but there was an order from the arraignment.
right, setting it for the 3rd, right.
There was also notice that it was sent to your bondsman as well.
Yeah, I didn't have no record of any of that.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to have your lawyer file a motion in front of Judge Kest regarding your Orange County case.
My Orange County case? Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
Right, I'm not doing anything with that. It was already revoked.
Well, so has the KPS been served on it
No,
then?
because it just happened yesterday, that usually takes a while, so. It's, I can't, let me see. The court order.
So are we just gonna see him again tomorrow? That's fine, they'll serve it when he's here.
I don't know how long it takes to get in the system. I'll
Oh,
call for it.
right, so if that's, technically there's no, I wasn't gonna take any action anyway, so if they serve it on him when he's here, which would make more sense to have him be released when he's already here. So can we get it
I
served
mean,
on
it
him?
would take them, what is it, Osceola? Yeah. If you wanna do it.
But it's
I
active,
mean,
right? It's
he
an
wrote- he
active
wrote
KPS.
FTA revoked release in the court minutes,
Mm-hmm,
but,
right.
but I can't, there's no order for me to print from there that would hold him here to get it served.
Sorry, sir, I'm just trying to it's more of a technical issue because there's a KPS that was issued yesterday for your arrest for the failure to appear, but it's not active and it hasn't been served on you.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense to have you released from here and then rearrested when you're already here.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't miss court, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't
No,
understand it.
I know. So there's not even an actual like KPS that's generated yet, right? To be served, that's a problem. All I can do is, Ms. Fowler, have your office file a motion in front of Judge Kess and see if you can get it heard quickly on the 19 CF 11214. Okay? All right, thank you, Mr. Levina.
You still take, you're taking that.
I'm not gonna touch it, yeah. Good afternoon, your name?
Good afternoon.
You Mr. Merrow?
Kenneth Merrill, yes.
All right, sir. You are here for an out-of-county warrant from Volusia County related to sale and delivery of a controlled substance. Your bond is $15,000. If you're unable to post the bond, sir, Volusia County will come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, he does? Oh, you also have an out-of-county warrant from Volusia for sale and delivery of heroin. The bond is also $15,000. And again, if you can't post it, they'll come and pick you up.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, tell me your name.
Gamal Rivera Fonseca.
Sir, you have an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County. For voyeurism. Your bond is, there's 2 counts. You have a $2,500 bond on each count, sir. If you cannot post the bond, Osceola County will come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
All right.
All right? Thank you. Whose family's out front? Whose family is that?
Well, Jason told me, she didn't tell me that. She told me Rosario and Arizona.
I'm sorry, so who was the person?
Jason told me that he's Spanish and quote me too.
Oh, okay, so everyone's for Mr. Toga?
And the other person was for Arizona and Milligan.
Also the courtroom too?
No,
he came.
You
He
came
already
here?
came in. But they're waiting for the other guy, that he's Spanish.
Okay, so they don't need anything?
They're gonna take him. to the
Okay.
courtroom.
All right, well, I just hate people to wait all day and then
It's too late now.
not have any information. Okay. Sir, good afternoon, your name?
Angel Luis Capeles Santiago.
Good afternoon, sir. You're here in 19 MM 9679. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and littering. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Capeles?
Not at this time.
Sir, did you want to resolve your case today? Yes? Okay. I need you to sign the plea form, please.
Yes.
Did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it? Yes?
Yes.
You have to answer my questions out
Yes.
loud, okay? Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form that you're giving up?
Yes.
You have a question?
No.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
You understand everything I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty. 3, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail. On each count, you have credit for 3 days, time served. Those will run concurrent to one another. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by December 4th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and then is there anything else? All right, then we'll be in recess.